This is an emergency broadcast from the Department of Domestic Security and Visual Containment. If you are hearing this transmission, remain calm and do not attempt to verify the safety of anyone outside your immediate line of sight. Lock your doors, seal your windows, and cover any reflective surfaces in your home with thick fabric. Do not attempt to make visual contact with anyone standing outside or inside your residence. The phenomenon currently spreading across several counties has been officially classified as a pattern recognition breach, an event involving entities capable of replicating human forms with near-perfect accuracy. These imitations appear familiar, sound familiar, and move almost exactly like the people you know, but they are not human. The first reports began shortly after midnight. Residents across multiple neighborhoods described hearing front doors creak open despite no one arriving, footsteps on floors that hadn't been stepped on in hours, and the soft murmur of familiar voices echoing from dark rooms. Most of them said the same thing. They thought a family member had come home early. But when they checked, there were no broken locks, no signs of forced entry, no footprints, and no sound of departure afterward. The figures just appeared, standing motionless in hallways, kitchens, and living rooms as though they had always been there. They looked right. They sounded right. They even smiled right. But those who stared too long began noticing small errors, blinks out of sync, breathing that stopped mid-sentence, a warmth that wasn't warmth but something pretending to be. Investigations conducted by containment teams suggest the entities do not enter a residence until they are acknowledged. Once a subject speaks to or makes eye contact with the imitation, the mimicry completes. The entity begins responding with precise emotional timing, laughter, hesitation, sadness, all calibrated to mirror memory. Victims report feeling immediate emotional disorientation, confusion about who is real, and a strong compulsion to continue engaging. That is how it spreads. It doesn't force its way in. It waits for recognition. Do not speak to it. Do not answer its questions. If one of these figures calls your name, remain silent. If it cries, walk away. If it looks afraid, do not comfort it. The imitation is not looking for help. It's studying how you react. Containment footage recovered from affected homes shows two versions of the same person standing side by side, both moving identically until the recording glitches and loops. One version always stops blinking first. In some footage, the copies begin to merge visually, their outlines trembling like unstable film. Cameras placed nearby overload within seconds, and even after equipment shut down, the light sensors register movement where nothing is visible. Authorities now believe that direct observation allows the entities to overwrite neural recognition. Once you see them, your mind begins to forget the distinction between what's real and what's not. Several survivors have reported that after a few hours, everyone around them, even their pets, began to feel like strangers wearing masks. Some describe faces changing in real time, reshaping between blinks and voices lagging behind their words like playback distortion. If your television flickers, unplug it immediately. Do not answer video calls and do not use your phone's front camera. Images captured during a pattern recognition breach carry visual residue, information encoded into color and contrast that can trigger replication. Looking at photos or recordings of affected individuals has caused secondary contamination in multiple confirmed cases. One witness reported that after reviewing security footage, they saw themselves walk into their own living room and sit down, even though they were still holding the camera. When investigators arrived, they found two identical figures asleep on the same couch, breathing in sync. If your lights begin to flicker or your power cycles repeatedly, do not panic and do not approach the breaker. The flickering has been linked to synchronization waves, moments when the entities realign across physical and perceptual planes. It is safest to remain completely still in a windowless room until the distortion ends. Do not hum. Do not pray. Prayer has been shown to attract mimicry. They imitate anything associated with emotion or hope. In several homes, recordings captured whispered versions of people's prayers repeating from another room seconds after being spoken. The voices matched perfectly but carried no breath, no strain, only sound. As of 4:11 a.m., entire families in affected areas have been observed standing in their living rooms facing a single dark corner, motionless, eyes open, mouths slightly parted as if mid-conversation. Neighbors who reported hearing laughter through the walls claim it didn't match the expressions they saw. Their lips would move too slowly or not at all. The real ones, if any remain, are indistinguishable now. The only consistent difference is temperature. The imitations are always cold. Their skin measures several degrees below normal, and when exposed to light, their pupils do not constrict. In recordings, their reflections lag by half a second, smiling even after their faces have turned away. If you begin hearing your name whispered from multiple directions, do not turn around. Do not search for the source. The phenomenon uses auditory familiarity to lure awareness, and acknowledgement completes the process. If the voice matches someone you love, remember this. It remembers them too, and it's using that memory to get closer. Stay still until the sound fades. Then remain where you are until dawn. When morning comes, do not assume safety. If the people in your home are still standing where they were the night before, do not interact. Do not check their pulse. Do not attempt to leave with them. If they move when you move or smile when you don't, leave immediately. Do not take photographs. Do not look back. If you make it outside and the sun appears normal, wait for an official broadcast confirming clearance. If no message arrives by 9 a.m., it means the breach has advanced and the pattern has already adapted. At that point, you are no longer in your home. You are inside its reconstruction of it. This concludes the transmission from the Department of Domestic Security and Visual Containment. Stay indoors. Stay silent. And above all, don't look at them even if they look like family.